Hello in this fine hour. Now I'll continue my thread, and in this week we're going to start to talk about asset class metals. And here obviously we will talk about most widely traded metals that are gold, silver, copper, palladium and platinum. Now at the start I will give you a bit overview about these markets because little context is needed, and obviously everyone knows gold and silver because those are among excuse me top materials for jewelry, stores of value, use of currency, hedges against inflation, and every bad event that you could name since history of civilization. Gold is as old as we are, I think, and silver too. And in today's world, it's used in industrial use and in electronics as well. So I don't think I don't have to say much about it. It's a bit different about copper, platinum, and palladium because at least in recent decades they have been used more extensively as for industrial use. Copper is used for construction and various components for building and things like that. Everyone knows that, so I don't have to go into great details about that. And platinum and palladium, those are on surface they are more or less niche metals, but I wouldn't completely agree on that because they are also used for jewelry and stores of value, and of course they are extensively used in electronics and every kind of complicated things which needs metals. So there is that. But I think most of you understood that right before we started. Similarly with energy and commodities, their use is rather obvious and don't need much of explanation there. But now, in next videos I'll be telling you a bit more about these markets, each of them individually. But here's the thing, similar as other asset classes, all of them tend to correlate, so do not try to overanalyze them and try to see something that's not there, because in general they will move together and develop together. Because as you could see here, for instance, is platinum, here is palladium, here is gold. They have very close correlation historically. If you look at the longer term charts, let's see weekly charts, since they are priced similarly, they have similar patterns historically, and you actually cannot go over that if I am correctly opening them. Yes, we have here. I have to excuse myself for the fact that they are, as always, lying to us because they are skewed. Every asset is skewed in the chart. So thing is, I'm telling you for millionth time, when something looks more sharper or more serious than other markets, it might be simply I'm skewing the chart and you don't see logarithmic returns. But if you see them logarithmically, they will look more sensible than unskewed. Without that, let's continue. So as I was saying, markets are correlating between themselves. As yes, they are not identical, but they correlate as a group. What that means, for instance, is that they tend to rise and then they to stay at the same levels roughly at the same time. As you see here, for several years. But this is palladium and platinum stayed at the same levels, similarly as with gold, but in the last couple of years they rose. Of course, that impact was a bit different between those markets, but the pattern is here. Although interestingly, palladium has been, excuse me, I'm always misusing those terms, platinum and palladium. That actual rise is not as sharp as I would expect it, and it rose again to previous levels here, as opposed to gold and palladium, which stayed higher than range in previous markets. So things like that happen, but in general as a group they move similarly, and that's especially noticeable with silver, at least historically. But as you see, here also markets stayed in the range, then they spiked after COVID and then reverted to previous levels. It's similar here and here, but not as sharp with silver. And actual copper is not that similar as other precious metal markets, but still pattern is here. For instance, last 7-8 years it moved in the range, then fell, rised after COVID and then reverted to some lower levels. So as you see, for last at least 7 years they have been behaving similarly. With platinum is the only market which didn't extend that sharply in 2020, but other than that they have similar patterns. That's only proving my previous point. When you look at one market class, even this very unintelligent explanation of market correlations between assets showed my point. They move similarly, and don't try to think that if you analyze platinum that you will see something vastly different from other metal markets. Give them always in context and choose market for your subjective perceptions which are best for you. But other than that, I wouldn't otherwise recommend you to over bother with that. Look at them as a prospective asset class, and then look those markets individually. Same as with agricultural and energy, as I have told a million times before, and probably I will tell you again when I will talking about next markets such as currencies, cryptos or stocks. They all have the same layout. They are asset classes move in the same direction, and you have to always take that into consideration. But actually these are good markets for trading, especially gold. I historically liked gold because it showed good markets with good historical trends, at least in a couple of previous decades. It was exceptionally good in the 70s, but then it were kinda flat, but it was not flat because the prices were low comparing to these prices. That's why they look like that. And yes, those high trends prevailed and money was there, and similar with other markets. I will tell you that in detail, but they are good trending markets. They provide enough opportunities for decades, and that's why I'm covering that. As you see here, I will show you them in detail, but I'm just showing you the point that trends are here. Look at these moves. This is simply spectacular. That's something. This is spectacular, and you will see how much opportunities are there. There are plenty, and good trader has opportunity to boost his trading portfolio even more. See, this is not my favorite market of them all, platinum, but I hope I didn't bother to misspell platinum and palladium again. I always do that, excuse me. But yes, platinum still had exceptional trends here, but after that it stayed relatively flat. But everyone cannot be super traded all the time. Things go in circles, and this is not exception. Here is silver behaving similarly as gold, but in different. So here is silver. Silver also has behaved phenomenally well, and there has been very interesting historical moves, which I will be able to show you that in my next videos, and you will see this move. Then you will see other spikes which made silver extremely tradable commodity in last decades. So you will see a whole range of different markets with different perspectives. And here is copper. Copper has been used as an indicator for construction and economic cycles. I don't 100% agree on that, but still, the point is, it moves. You know, you have to be blind to ignore all these good trends, and you'll see just how many profit and opportunities are in these trends in my next videos. So look at them, wait for my videos, and copper, silver, gold, and I think I will cover platinum and palladium as well. I thought I wouldn't because they are two big niche markets, but probably I will make some. I think I will make videos, at least one video with each of them together as well. So wait for that. You'll see plenty of opportunities in these markets, and I have to terribly excuse for my misspelling about platinum and palladium, and watch my next videos. Follow me. Bye.